Hardcore Wrestling Radio. In HWR, we may not drop a lot of pipe bombs, but we sure as hell drop a lot of F-bombs. So don't say you weren't warned.
Yeah, rest of might not.
It's okay, guys. I hit this little button here, and for some reason it's picking up our voices and putting them on something and saving it like something's happening.
Yeah, exactly, because, doesn't matter. And if
I
we
press my knob
Really
and nothing happens. I've got a dodgy knob.
I bet you that's what Sarah says. No. Well, everybody, we all want to welcome to Hardcore Wrestling Radio. Before I introduce you to everybody, I want to give a couple of shout-outs. First, I want to shout out to a guy named Dave who works over on our Facebook page. He's been busting his ass, getting some likes, posting a lot of shit over on our Facebook page. Again, that's facebook.com/Hardcore Wrestling Radio. Dave, anytime you want to come on over, feel free to join us. That's Hardcore Crew 1. So, don't feel free to join us, buddy.
Hardcore 1 and Dave, D-A-V-E, Dave.
And, of course, that's Andy, my sidekick from Stoke Haunted, He's always a wise ass. Andy, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you. We're talking about women screwing dogs.
Yeah, that was, of course, the pre-show.
Thanks to Sarah.
I don't know why I started it.
And, of course, the person that you heard, that was Bay Area MVP, known as Will. Will, welcome to Hardcore Wrestling Radio.
I'm good. Thank you, Rick, for having me.
No problem. And, of course, she's back from a long time from our OTR crew. Sarah, welcome to Hardcore Wrestling Radio.
Yeah, I'm going to own this bitch.
Yeah. And then all the way from Afghanistan, he's Nate. Nate, welcome to Hardcore Wrestling Radio.
I just want to let you guys know I've got one hand in my pocket and the other one with a finger in my butt.
Can I watch?
I thought you had to get your finger, but hey, finger in the butt. Oh, good enough. And then you can hear coughing profusely. That would be Chris Masters. Chris, how you doing?
Hello.
I just spat my water out, so yeah, basically I'm having to get a napkin right now and wipe off the computer.
Well,
but hey,
You're touching your crotch. Stop lying.
And last but not least, we have the incomparable Lance Moss. Lance, how we doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, guys, well, we got a whole bunch of shit to talk about, and you know what? We're just going to let things fly as we take it, so...
Let things
Apparently Nate Wang is one of them.
And probably a few other things, so hey, guys, for those of you who are under the age of 18, you shouldn't be here, so parents, if your kids are, using a...
Go to sleep for school.
This ain't PG.
Yeah,
No, it is-
exactly.
We don't like you, John Cena fans.
I don't even know if we can get a lowest rating as R.
Well,
Probably NC-17 or something like that.
I just simply say, you know what, we don't drop the pipe bombs, we drop the fuck bombs, so get the fuck out. Well, let's start off with the WWE. We've all been complaining over the past couple of weeks about WWE's creative and why it's been sucking so bad. Well, I guess the WWE in the past 6 months have gone through two head writers. One was a long-term writer that left.
It's been sucking worse than Mark Henry on Mae Young's tit.
It's like a $1 or on nickel night.
Oh.
It's like a deep throat.
Sour raisins, cha-cha-cha. Sour raisins, cha-cha-cha.
It's been sucking worse than Kwee-Wee at Chippendales.
And it's like a more Monica Lewinsky.
Now, once they got rid of him, they had to get rid of another guy of this. They brought in another guy named Eric Panolsky. If I pronounce that name, forgive me if I mispronounce his name. He was
Just call him Eric.
Yeah, Eric. He was gone for only 6 months, and the reason why they got rid of him is because they said he was just a bad fit. They knew he wasn't even going to make it, and he was gone.
He was like a hot dog in a hallway.
Yeah, basically. Another person who was gone from the company was a longtime producer. The guy was just basically known as Big John. I'm not going to pronounce his last name, so I'm not going to fuck up again. And he was there since the 1990s. And he's gone. So it seems like the WWE is going through this big transitional period.
It's in a Big John stud, is it?
No, it's not. Unless they dug him up and used him as a zombie. So, guys, what do you guys think about this? They're getting through, would this explain why WWE is having a lot of creative issues?
They'll be looking for Vince Russo next. They'll be bringing good old Vince back. Vince, come back. We've got you a job.
That's if you really want to let shit go downhill.
Yeah.
I think we can always bring back Eric Bischoff.
No.
Eric,
We want the company to
No.
Do you know they should employ, seriously, and I know a lot of people are going to groan and moan, but they should get Jim Cornette on board.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
It'd certainly shake them up a lot.
Yes.
you know who they should employ? They should employ me. I will run a fucking train on those bastards.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
Make it.
first thing to go, fucking Fandango, man. Like, who really
Thank
needs to
you.
Disappointed that someone explained that to me.
Yeah, somebody
Basically,
texted
it's
me that.
Johnny Curtis going through a midlife crisis when he becomes gay.
I just like when Chris Jericho makes fun of him because it's like Fandango ate my baby, oh, Fan Dodge Durango. It's like amusing to watch him like play with the name, but otherwise it's stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole thing is just ridiculous.
He pissed somebody off backstage. That's the only way I can think of he got that gimmick.
Well, I don't know if that's how we got that gimmick, but I mean, I know Vince wanted the whole Dancing with the Stars thing, and that's part of the reason why he stuck him in there with Chris Jericho. But it's long overdue to leave.
Okay. Any other thoughts?
No.
Okay. Well, we also know that on this past Sunday, we had the main event against Bully Ray versus Sting. We talked about the match itself with Billy over in his show the Sunday night after the pay-per-view. What do you guys think is next? Do you think this, was a good angle for Sting to never win the title again, or do you think it's? Do you think
it's going to be 6 months?
Yeah,
No.
6 months.
Go ahead, Nate.
I don't know. I mean, I think it was a good angle for them to go, okay, Sting's never going to win the title again. You know what? Fine. That's all good and proper. But the way they did it was just retarded.
Yeah, because now he can say he was unfairly treated, so that match didn't take place. So
And
stipulations.
he'll have the title again in 6 months.
Yeah, the stipulation means nothing because they cheated.
But that's the whole point, though. He didn't cheat. The idea was no holds barred. So he didn't cheat. At the end of the day, Sting said no hold. Sting set the stipulation, and then Bully set the second stipulation. So if you want to say it, they can come in and cheat. Cheating is no holds barred. It sucks, but he didn't say no holds barred, but it's just me and you and nobody else. So it's kind of he can't go back on his word. Now, in the end of wrestling, yes, anything can happen, which means Sting can kind of weasel his way in and probably, let's say hypothetically, win the Bound for Glory series, which would be his loop, so to speak.
I think they're going to go a completely different direction with Sting anyways. Either he's A, gone, or B, they're taking him out of a wrestling role and sticking him somewhere else. Just please, not GM, because that was a whole fucking nasty fiasco.
All right, Hey Ariel, what is your thoughts? What do you think they're going to do with Sting?
Well, let's see. Now that he can't even really go for a title anymore, and I did say this on Sunday with Billy on WGS TV that, Sting has nothing to prove. He's won title after title. I mean, he's the only wrestler that's good right now that has never went to the WWE. And what he should probably do right now is mentor all the young talent and make sure they get a spot. He has nothing else to prove. I wouldn't be shocked if he really retired this year, but stay in TNA and be like a mentor or a manager, but nothing else to prove. He's done it
And
all.
and you know what? That would actually be perfect on
Yep.
going that direction.
I absolutely agree with you, Bay. It makes sense for him to do. I hate to say what Chris Jericho is doing over in the WWE is just pushing the younger crew and giving them the pushes that they need and giving them those spots. It makes sense. Because we know that I hate to say it, Sting is probably going to retire within the next year or so. So
Oh yeah,
to give him that
Yeah.
spot, it makes
his time
sense.
is limited.
Absolutely, he's on borrowed time. Um, Moving on, we got we knew also another big thing that happened this past Sunday. Kurt Angle was inducted into the Hall of Fame. Again, does anybody else think that would anybody else not deserve the spot? Bay, I'm gonna give you your thoughts.
Mine,
Oh,
I don't understand why, for one, why they're doing active wrestlers, and for two, when it comes down to it, the guy, like, I mean, what exactly has he done for TNA? For the big picture, is they're passing over all these guys who helped build the company. If they're doing active wrestlers, why are they bringing those guys in? Why are they bringing in somebody like Angle?
fair enough. Will, let me ask you this: do you think that they're doing this? They're inducting Kurt Angle because they know that his contract is up, and they're saying, "Hey, maybe this might be a feather in the cap for him to resign or to keep him."
Oh man. First of all, I was skeptical about Angle getting inducted, but after hearing that speech, as his trademark, it's real. It's damn real. So I think he's going to stay in TNA. I don't think he's going to jump ship to WWE. I mean, look what he accomplished within, was it 7 years he's built the company? Roughly about 7 years. He's done pretty well. And although my first thought was going to be Jeff Jarrett, but it was kind of a 180 when they gave it to Angle. But in final, I could just say pretty much that I don't see him going to WWE. He's going to stay in TNA. And just like I said on Sting, when he retires, I hope he can mentor some of the young talent in the back.
Um, Sarah, I'm not sure if you've been following TNA or not, but aside from Kurt Angle, if you could pick someone in TNA, who would you personally like to pick to be inducted into the Hall of Fame? Do you think Kurt Angle is a perfect fit, or would you like to see somebody else be inducted into TNA that's on that TNA roster?
I don't think it should be someone that's on the current roster. That's kind of pointless.
Yeah.
The Hall of Fame is more for retired than like current people.
Okay. So who on the retired roster? Do you have anybody offhand that you could think of that you would, like to see retired, or?
Not really. I haven't followed TNA in like a couple months. So I don't really know like who's retired or who's current.
All right. Chris, I'll pitch the same question to you. What about you? What are your thoughts?
Um, I agree with Sarah about them not about them. They shouldn't choose people that are on the current roster because that's kind of pointless. If I had to choose someone from the retired roster, I I'd probably go with Awesome Kong or whatever her name is, King Kong bitch or whatever,
Awesome
Karma.
Kong.
Oh,
Fatty.
That's
Yeah,
freaking awesome.
That's good of
That's
you.
on the
that
roster.
would be. I don't know. I can't remember what her name in TNA is, but Karma would probably be a good fit.
Awesome Kong would be freaking amazing.
Awesome Kong, thank you.
That'd
I don't
be
know why I was thinking King Kong Bundy.
You
bam,
better
smack the
think
butt.
King
Oh,
Kong.
that's a badonkadonk.
Okay. And Lance, um, with TNA, only inducting one person a year. Do you think they should try to induct more people? Or do you think it's a smart idea just inducting one person a year, taking it a little bit slower rather than WWE inducting 4 or 5 people a year?
since they don't have the legacy to pull from, I think it's a smart idea going one person a year.
All right. And lastly, Andy, there are other people that's on TNA. Do you think Kurt Angle was the right pick, or do you think they could have picked somebody else like Ric Flair, or like Mick Foley that has been inducted, even though he was inducted over the WWE Hall of Fame? There are people that's on WWE's Hall of Fame that they could have pulled from that was with TNA. What are your thoughts?
I think in a way they've made the right decision because they've sort of stuck it to all the wrestling marks that thought Kurt Angle was eventually going to jump ship to WWE. I think that proves now he'll stay with them for another year. He'll resign, at least stay for another year. He's not going to turn his back on a company they've just honoured him with the Hall of Fame. So I think that just basically stamps out that he's going to jump ship. He's going to stay where he is. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, but I always think Hall of Fames, as the other guys have said, are for retired or injured wrestlers who are not in the business anymore.
But as we pointed out, there's not really a lot of from TNA to pull from. So do you think that's why they chose Kurt Angle for the?
Obviously, I mean, they should put somebody like Hulk Hogan in and naff him off altogether because that guy is just a joke.
Yeah, but is Hogan in the WWE Hall of Fame? I don't remember if he's ever inducted.
He's the only person that's still stuck in the 80s. He still thinks it's 1982, that guy does.
Oh, it's obvious because he still continues every time he gets a chance to plug. Who's he plug? WrestleMania 3, me and Andre when I fought Andre. Every single chance. He did it this Sunday, and it's
just redundant.
You know, hey Rick,
Mm-hmm.
I just thought of someone who they could probably induct into the TNA Hall of Fame that they probably won't be able to induct into the WWE.
And who would that be?
Randy Savage.
Was he in TNA?
Because basically WWE refuses to induct him, so
no,
TNA.
No, it's not true
it's
at
not
all.
WWE.
Oh, really?
It's not WWE. Yep.
Oh.
There is a bigger story to that, and there's a good.
All the old Poffo family have got to be inducted, or they're not interested.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well then, sorry, but Savage has no hope.
I don't agree with, but I do see their side of the story. Apparently, it was his wish that if he got inducted in the Hall of Fame, he's got to go in with the whole family or not at all. That was his wish.
But
and his family are sticking by it.
Well,
a lot of people are saying that it's so Lenny Poffo can get these 5 minutes of fame, but if it means he's got to go in as a complete family, I mean, they put the Von Erichs in for God's sake, and the only thing you ever hear about the Von Erichs is their deaths.
That's true. Now, here's an interesting question I want to pose to you guys, and you guys can just talk about. Now, when we have someone inducted, why do we have to ask their permission to be inducted? Why can't someone? Why can't they just be inducted like Owen Hart? Why can't the WWE just say, you know what, we're going to induct you? We're inducting them.
Lawsuits in that.
I think what it is, because what a lot of people forget is a part of the deal when you go into the WWE Hall of Fame, they basically pay you a wage for life. I don't know what the wage is, but it's always been they will pay you a pittance, for a bit like a pension scheme. They will pay you for life. So if they put people in that they didn't get permission, then how could they pay them, I suppose? So then it'd go against.
But I could make a hardcore wrestling radio Hall of Fame, and I could put Randy Savage at the top. I mean, of course, it wouldn't have any true meaning as WWE's, but he would be in it hypothetically, and I'm sure.
The only thing is, don't you think though the Hall of Fame is the WWE Hall of Fame anyway is losing its credibility when they put people like Mike Tyson and Donald Trump?
I agree with you. This, the celebrities is really getting to be. The celebrity wing has taken its glory away from the Hall of Fame.
Somebody on a website I went on, and I thought, you're talking through your arse. They should have a celebrity wing and a wrestling wing. They shouldn't have a celebrity wing at all.
Yeah.
Unless you're a celebrity that become a wrestler, fair enough.
Yeah, like Drew Carey. What the fuck?
Exactly.
I mean, all the celebrities that they've put in, they're just a joke. Who are they going to have in next year as a celebrity? Fucking Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy.
Exactly. and that's the truth. Because don't laugh, because they might.
It's going to be
Pee Wee Herman.
No, it's going to be Beaker, and he's going to be inducted by Sheamus.
We're all laughing, but these people could very well. These things could happen.
Oh, if that happens,
especially when Triple H gets his hands on the business. I don't see China going in there very soon, though. Not until Triple H gets divorced from Stephanie.
And we don't see that.
I think Stephanie has more pull than you guys, than it seems.
Because I hear that China's actually has a lot better relationship with WWE now, like within the past recent months. I've just heard that's what I've heard.
I don't see that really happening. I'm sure she's
after a WWE movie contract, but they don't do
Yeah, but isn't
porn
it
at the
since she
moment.
made like porn that kind of won't have anything to do with her since she made porn?
No, they don't
One
do
night
porn right
in
now.
China.
They're doing cartoons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wait,
there's nothing
China's
wrong with
doing
porn
porno cartoons?
as long as it's not got China in
No.
it.
No, they're doing
You
cartoons.
imbecile.
Oh,
Have you not heard?
no.
WWE
God.
is now doing is doing the Flintstones animated cartoons, and they're having having John Cena, CM Punk, and all the others as the voices.
What the frick?
Fruity
Yes,
Pebbles.
I'm
Some
now
pretty
gonna
pebbles.
stop watching WWE.
They've-
I'm
Remember-
sorry.
But
They've
aren't
got-
the divas? I heard rumblings.
They've
of
got
Rachel
John
Vince
Cena Rock.
going-
Yes.
John Cena Rock.
Remember about
And
a year and a half ago?
CM Punk Stone.
Yes.
Is Beth Phoenix gonna play the part of
Beth-
Wilma?
Beth Phoenix is gone. She hasn't been
Yeah.
with WWE in about a year. Probably why she left, because she heard about it. Now, you all remember at WrestleMania 28.
The Bella Twin?
Yeah, I wouldn't put that past her. They might be in as, Wilmer and Betty. But you remember
Lesbian.
back during the WrestleMania 28 when The Rock started calling, John Cena Fruity Pebbles?
Yeah.
Wonder where
Then
that
I got
scene
you.
came from.
Fine, he my pebbles.
Yeah.
Well, no, I
Rock,
think
eat
that
my
one-
pebbles.
No, I think that one really was The Rock just doing that, because that's just how The Rock is.
Yeah.
I'm sure that kind of helped
Same-
give them the idea of doing this damn fucking Flintstones movie with John Cena, Rock, and CM Punk Stone, and
Nah, you know what? The Rock has not had any original ideas since he's come back. I'm sorry, The Rock is no. He's
Okay,
unoriginal. He's boring, and I'm going to tell you because even when he comes back, even now when he comes back, he has nothing new. I'm telling you right now, somebody whispered in his ear said, "Hey, look, we're doing a movie, Fruity Pebbles." Because you know what? It takes about a year to produce the animation, right? That animation doesn't come out overnight. That takes a
no,
while.
not necessarily,
Go anime.
not necessarily, because when you get a team of animators there, I mean, if you take a look at it, Family Guy, they can produce something, really in a week.
Yeah, but
A half hour.
That's because they already have those cartoons already done. They have like characters like all of them already fixed and done, and they're just motionize them and putting them in new positions and stuff. When you're creating a new cartoon from scratch, different.
But see, no, that's the
It ain't
thing.
from scratch.
No.
It's not really from scratch.
They're adding them to the Flintstones.
We're
But it's
not.
the
We're not talking.
Flintstones.
But see, hold on. Here's the thing. We're
Okay.
not talking about anything like South Park where they just kind of move stuff around. All right. We're talking about they actually have to sit there and draw the stuff out. Now, when you have to do that from scratch, if you've got a team of animators working on it, it's kind of like who's working with WWE on this. I'm sure it's some animation studio somewhere that has a huge team that they can produce this thing in a few months.
Okay.
Okay, but I want to go back to what Rick said about The Rock. Okay, I'm pretty sure I remember when the original Rock and Cena match was on. Y'all said it was going to be Cena would win. I was the only one of the group that said it was going to be The Rock. So y'all can suck it.
That's true.
What?
You did. Yes, you did. You're the first one that said. I think you were the one. Yeah, but
I was the
again,
only one. Everyone's like, no, it's Cena. Rock sucks. Blah, blah. And I called it. I knew that's what they were going to do. Yeah,
And you
Oh.
rubbed it in our faces.
yeah.
Huh? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Because the other year when Rock was calling Cena Fruity Pebbles, everyone else was like, oh no, it's going to be Cena that wins. And I was the lone person that said it was going to be The Rock. And y'all were giving me crap for that. But I was right.
Don't put this y'all stuff. I wasn't around, thanks.
Yeah, I wasn't in here.
Y'all.
Moving on. We're going back to TNA because TNA has a new big free agent. For a while, we thought there was rumors that it was going to be Bill Goldberg or Dave Batista. They both, of course, shot them down, saying hell no. And who do we find out it's going to be? It's former MMA fighter Quentin the Rampage Jackson.
Whoop-de-doo.
What is with them trying to get MMA?
Fuck
Oh my
that.
God.
Wait, hold on.
Go ahead, Sarah.
Fuck them.
Hold on. They signed Rampage.
Yes.
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 Okay, because
I hadn't gotten this, so this is the first time hearing about it.
This is stupid.
What the
Like,
fuck?
Yeah,
No.
that's exactly what I said.
Yeah.
This is stupid. Like bringing Brock
Exactly.
Lesnar into WWE, it just doesn't make sense. What they do in MMA is completely different than what WWE is. It's just stupid.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
At least Lesnar's trained to be a wrestler, though.
But yeah, and Lesnar was a wrestler before he went to MMA. I mean,
But you can see it in his matches that he tries to bring some of that shit into the ring, and it just doesn't work.
yeah. And it's like there was Bobby Lashley. He went to MMA, and then then TNA tried to bring him back. Didn't work. They tried to bring King Mo into TNA as an MMA fighter. I don't think we've seen him. He's like a fart in the wind. Hasn't worked. Um, uh, Bay Area. Your thoughts, please.
Do I even need to say anything about this? I mean, has Dixie Carter lost her mind?
Apparently, and I think the main reason why they're doing this is obviously, I think this is more Spike and a Spike issue.
The only thing is it takes away. You get an MMA fighter that we know is supposedly real, because it's not come out yet as fake, fighting somebody like AJ Styles, and AJ Styles kicks his arse. What does it make all the rest of the MMA fighters look like? A bunch of idiots, bunch of girls. To me, if I was the guy that was running the MMA, I would put it in my contract that you never go and work for a wrestling company once you've worked for me. I'd put that as a contract, because it makes all the other MMA fighters then look idiots. You see someone like Brock Lesnar, an MMA world champion, and then he gets his arse kicked by Santino. What are people watching that going to think about MMA fighters? It just makes them look a bunch of idiots. It's like having somebody like Mike Tyson fighting Hornswoggle, and Hornswoggle hands him his arse in the ring. It's just all the fights that Mike Tyson's had. You're going to think, bloody hell, I could fight all them people if Tyson beat them, but he can't beat Hornswoggle.
Yeah.
Just seeing a midget wrestle is entertaining.
Yeah.
He's actually from a town not that far from where I live, so.
I just don't think there's a place for MMA. Even Brock Lesnar, it's
That's
just
what I think. Just get rid of him.
you don't have a cricket player playing with football.
Why not?
Yeah, but that's the problem, though, Sarah, because Spike and Bellator are together, and since Rampage not re-signed with UFC, he just thought what he see was a good fit, and he ran with it. So, will there be a lot of Rampage in TNA? Who knows?
Oh, that sounds dirty.
Probably not.
He'll ram something right up his butt.
Did anybody notice, or was it just me being perverted? But on the TNA,
You being perverted? Never.
on the TNA Slammiversary, when Dixie came out to hand Kurt Angle the award, did anyone notice that the inside of her thighs were red? Had she had a bit of an accident in the back room before she come out? Did a tampon fall out?
With Jeff Jarrett.
Whoa.
I was gonna say maybe she got a
Finally
little
got
bit of
her-
love from her husband before
She'd
she
obviously been on the sunbed too long and burnt herself. But if you notice, the inside of her thighs were red. I thought, has she come on or something?
Probably now has herpes.
I thought the best match, to be perfectly honest, on that card, although they've been saying what a good pay-per-view it was, are the two divas. I thought that they put up a really good fight for two divas, pretty hardcore, really.
Yeah.
Andy, do you have a thigh fetish or?
No, just Dixie Carter's.
Oh, isn't she like?
Andy's
He is
Dixie
like,
Carter or Velvet
he's like her
Sky. I wouldn't
personal
fight
stalker.
either of them off.
Andy's got an everything fetish.
No, he's got everything Dixie fetish.
Yeah.
No, he's got an everything fetish. If it has at least 2 legs and a pussy, he'll probably fuck it.
And a pulse. Must
Doesn't
have
need
a
a pulse?
pulse.
Must have a pulse. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I
Must
like
have.
them make a noise. I don't like them just lie there. That's
Oh,
why I stopped.
Jesus.
That's why I stopped having sex with children.
So Andy,
Ew.
Oh.
As we move on to our next
Oh.
subject,
Oh.
Whoa.
you know,
Whoa. I'm leaving that on fucking
that was. I'm just
from Ash.
Yeah, the worst thing about having sex with underage people is you have to put the diapers on after.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh,
You
I'm
know how
sorry,
to make a little
Lance.
girl. Hey, you know how to make a little girl cry twice, don't you?
Hey, Lance,
dear.
I'd like to
Nope.
apologize for you, friend.
Yeah.
You
I'd
can
like
make
to
a little girl
apologize
cry
for you,
twice by
man.
working
That
your
means
little
you gotta
dick on
put
her
your
hair.
that means you gotta put your Vicky Guerrero poster away.
Okay.
Hey, wouldn't you need to put the diaper back on that afterwards too? I'm
What?
referring to Vicky Guerrero.
I've just had an horrible thought,
Wait,
Vicky
what the
Guerrero
fuck?
in a diaper.
Yes.
Wha-
WWE's been having some injury.
That's worse than her nude pictures that were released on SmackDown a few years ago.
Let's all
What the
send
fuck?
the pens to care of WWE in Stamford, Connecticut.
Again, I don't think anyone wants to see Vicky Guerrero's nude pics again.
Oh,
Hell no.
Sour raisins, cha cha cha.
Oh, oh
wow.
no.
As long as it's not sour clams.
Oh,
Which it probably
Expired
is.
tuna. Expired tuna.
Wow, World
Whew.
Champion Dolph Ziggler is now officially cleared to return to the ring from his concussion. Kofi Kingston underwent surgery from removing bone chips from his elbow yesterday. Kingston is going to undergo surgery from his therapy and is scheduled to be back in 6 to 8 weeks. I'm not sure if anybody's going to really miss Kofi. What do you guys think?
Not really.
No,
Oh, really? He got injured? Oh, shit. I didn't even
Well,
know.
maybe if you
oh
could figure out what
wow.
country that guy is from, maybe we'd have a little more count for him.
Iko para umbe.
But one point is from Africa.
Daylight
He's trying to be
come and
Jamaican,
we
then,
won't
I don't
go
know.
home.
Then all of a sudden he lost his accent.
Yeah, and he literally lost his accent overnight. It wasn't like he came back from an injury and he lost it, and it's just like, boom, oh, how you doing?
has anyone noticed Ryback's way of getting to the top quick?
What, right?
Break
He
everybody.
ate everything in the buffet?
Injure all the celebrities.
Hold on, what?
Yeah. Yeah, actually, you got a point there, Andy.
What
He's,
But
happened?
he's
hey,
injured.
here's the
He's
thing. Here's
injuring
the
all the
thing.
stars, so they're all out. So he's going to get pushed to the top because there'll be nobody there. He'll be fighting himself.
Who's gonna be? What? I'm sorry, I missed something.
Ryback.
Ryback,
Ryback. Oh yeah,
Ryberg,
yeah.
Maybe you
Goldberg.
know what's going on if you stop touching yourself.
Oh
Well,
my.
sometimes it's hard to hear if I don't have a finger in my butt.
I wish he'd stop feed me. I wish he'd stop saying feed me more because I keep thinking he's going to end up like our friend
Big Show.
Well,
I know.
no,
Samoa Joe or
no. Why? You know why that was his thing, don't you?
no.
Maybe
Okay,
like dinner.
when he was back in Tough Enough, the one that the Miz won, right? He was in Tough Enough at that point, along with what's his nuts, the fucking announcer.
He was on NXT.
Josh Matthews.
You know, man, see,
Yeah, Josh Matthews.
Wasn't he on
Josh-
NXT?
He was
Yeah,
in Tough
he's on
Enough before that. He was on the same season of Tough Enough that the Miz won. It was the Miz, Josh Matthews, and Ryback were all in that season. And one thing he kept doing was he'd get caught eating constantly, and Al Snow had to tell him all the time to put the food back.
No, it was Bill DeMont.
Huh?
It was Bill DeMont that had to keep telling him to put the food back.
Well, he would too, but Al Snow was there as well, and he'd tell him, and they'd just be like, "Come on, dude, put it back. You don't need to be eating all this." And so that kind of became his thing, was feed me more.
Yeah, but I remember when he was Skip Sheffield. What to do? Idiot cowboy persona.
But his name originally, believe it or not, before he went to NXT, his original name was Ryback
Yeah, they put him back in that Ryback character.
because they
Yeah,
realized
'cause
it was
Skip
selling
Sheffield
more.
was just an idiotic cowboy, and that
Yeah.
failed.
Yeah.
But I still want him to come out and go, what to do?
Mm. I don't think that's going to be happening.
Probably not.
No.
Damn.
Of course, one of our last subjects before we get to the top 50, which I think a lot of people want to talk about, is
Oh, God.
Curtis Axel, which I like to call him is the fluke, Curtis Axel.
Yeah,
The only
whose
way
butt
this,
did he pop out of?
5 minute wonder.
yeah, well, he's
No
been on,
disrespect to his father. 5 minute wonder.
yeah, what he is, he was Michael McGillicuddy, and he's been repackaged as
Oh, okay.
Curtis Axel, and he's Kurt Hennig's son. And he's coming out to Kurt Hennig's music, which is repackaged his music. And the only way he's been getting wins is with Triple H, guys like Triple H and John Cena, is by countouts and no contests, just stupid stuff. And he's been literally taking those wins and bragging that he's beaten these guys. And it's like, you haven't won. The past 2 times he's beaten John Cena is when Ryback came out, lured John Cena out of the ring, and beat the hell out of John Cena, and the refs counted a 10 ring, and he's sitting there, hands up like he just destroyed John Cena. Now I do want to make this clear. His last match with John Cena was excellent. I really was impressed with him in the ring.
Yeah.
But I can't. It's just getting really pathetic. And if this is a ongoing thing, it's going to be a gimmick, and it's not going to sell for him. Andy, your thoughts?
I just don't like the guy at all. He just looks like too many wrestlers. He's trying to imitate too many people. I can just see far too many people in the guy. And not even his father, to be perfectly honest. He just thinks he's something he isn't. He hasn't earned his way up to where he is.
Yeah.
He's going to be like Davey Boy Smith's son. He's going to be there one minute and gone the next. Trust me.
Nate, you I'm not sure if you've watched HWR or if you've checked him up, but I want to get your thoughts.
No, I have. I think this thing is already a gimmick. Because next week, it's been announced he's supposed to be facing Triple H again. We'll see how that goes. But if he does, he'll get another fluke win. If he gets, that'll be a sports fluke win. If he gets one more than that, it's done. They've already screwed.
All right. Will, your thoughts?
Curtis Axel, 3 wins, not clean in the ring. Can we just say when he gets 5 wins, we're not going to take WWE very seriously here?
Well,
has anyone noticed, though, since they've been pushing him, that we haven't really noticed until it was mentioned a week or so ago that CM Punk was away? So I think he's just covering for CM Punk's arse.
Yeah.
Well, here's another issue that I want to talk about while we're talking about this real quick, and I'll give the other guys a shot because I definitely they're doing this a lot with a couple of other guys. They're pushing guys like Axel, and they even did it with Antonio Cesaro, which is now also fallen by the wayside. They push him real hard for a couple of weeks, and then they just kind of fall off. And I think do you think that's a mistake?
I think it's done on purpose. I think Vince, if you listen to a lot of the interviews from some of the guys, I think Vince is doing exactly what he knows he's doing. He's snapped the guy up in his rookie stages, and like they say, Vince can either make or break your career, and he's obviously breaking this guy's career. So when he discharges him and tells him he doesn't need his services anymore, TNA have either got to remarket the guy, which is very expensive, or he's just not going to get a job on TV anymore.
Yeah, but why do
so
it?
Vince has done exactly what he wants to do. Vince, from what I can gather, what I've heard and what I've read, Vince was not a Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig favourite.
Yeah, but what's the purpose? Why? What is his? What's the angle?
Obviously his son's trying to come in and imitate his father, as any second or third generation children do, and Vince is thinking, "No, I'm going to stop you like I did your father."
I don't think so. I don't think that's it, because look
what he's done at Awesome Kong. She had a so-called awesome career when she was in TNA. She went and worked the Indies and had a very good career, and now she's got nothing. She's probably cleaning toilets somewhere in the local Walmart.
Just after she came into the WWE,
Sarah, go ahead, Sarah. Yep.
Just after she came into the WWE, she got pregnant.
Correct.
You can't really wrestle when you're pregnant.
All right, but Sarah, I'm going to ask you this one, and this is with TNA. She was in TNA. Awesome Kong came from TNA. This guy, Curtis Axel, pretty much came into the WWE. What is their motive to break this guy down, as Andy's saying?
I think it's just something Vince wants to do or something to do.
It's just the way Vince is. If he's got a disliking for someone, and he obviously has for Kurt Hennig, I don't know what it is, but they never got on at all, and he did everything he could to get in the way of him. His son's come along, probably one of the scouts have seen him and said, this guy's good. Vince has found out who he is and thought, really? We'll see how good the guy is. I'll make him look a douchebag. Basically ruin his career for him before it's even started. People are just going to remember, oh, that's the guy who had 4 or 5 matches in the WWE but never really had a proper match.
Who, Curtis Axel?
Yeah.
Because
I always see him as Michael
Way to get with it.
McGillifatty.
Because again, he's
Way to
come
come
in with a manager who's a mouthpiece because he just hasn't got any mic skills.
I always see Curtis Axel as Michael McGillicuddy.
I mean, look at people like Wade Barrett. I mean, and most of the guys on the old radio station were marking out for Wade Barrett and saying what a good wrestler. And I'm the only one that said he'll be a jobber. He's a current jobber, and that's what he is now.
Exactly.
He's a jobber.
Yeah, I was with you, I believe, when
Everybody was saying, oh, that guy's going to be the new face of WWE in probably 5 to 10 years' time. He's going to be the new John Cena, blah, blah,
Shit.
blah. Now he's a jobber. His mic skills suck. Completely suck. That's why he's got no career anymore. And can you see Kurt Hennig's son being any different? Kurt Axel? No. Ryback's exactly the same. Ryback is definitely Goldberg. He's going to be here 1 minute and gone the next. As soon as ever he starts having a losing streak, that guy will disappear. I'm yet to see Ryberg have a decent match.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
He's a 5-minute wonder. I can last longer in the sack. He's got no... All he does is, like, clothesline people, throw them against the ropes, power moves, finisher. And why is this finisher the only finisher that actually finishes people? Everybody else's finisher now is just a move, but when he does his finisher, it's game over. Makes everybody else's finish look stupid.
You ain't lying.
I mean, that marching round the ring with people on his shoulders, he just looks like he should be in a marching band.
Oh, when the Saints go marching in. Oh, when the Saints go marching in.
No, it's like he's trying to poop.
He walks like he's got a turd on the end of his shoe and he's trying to shake it off. Like, fucking hell, I've stood in dog shit.
Wiping it off after every trip to the grocery store. Oh.
You can't deny.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
deny that guy's a beast.
He is. I mean, there's no two ways about it. He is what probably Kane was 10 years ago, but look what they've done at Kane.
Yep.
They made him funny.
Yeah, joke.
They've made Kane. I was watching some
It's
old
a
videos
Santino
the other night
Marella.
of Kane when he first came in,
Stop it.
and he was more feared than any other person that I know in the WWE, and look what he's come as now.
Yeah.
He's become Santino Marella.
Yeah, he's
No,
become a
think of it,
complete
Kane,
joke in the
it's like
company. He'll
yeah.
never be able to get that reputation back. Nobody will ever take the guy serious.
My question is, what's the point of the mask if he's supposed to be like funny?
I think him and Daniel Bryan are gonna become butt jokes.
No, I think them two are funny together. Like they kind of put a comedic moment at the spin on things, but the mask does like nothing to make him funny.
Speaking of Kane and Daniel Bryan, they used him. They used him on Jimmy Kimmel's bit of This Week in Unnecessary Censorship.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was hilarious. They had Michael Cole talking, right? And it's like, and now it's time to find out who's going to forget who they're supposed to take on. But
Shield.
Yeah.
yeah, something like
We're gonna find out who's gonna fuck the Shield.
No, well, yeah,
Oh, Lord.
and then it goes to a picture in the back, and Daniel Bryan is wearing like yellow shorts or something that day. so they blurred him out. It looked like he was completely naked.
Oh. Well, speaking of jokes, Chris, anybody been paying attention to Zack Ryder as of late?
Oh yeah.
Really? I think because Jersey Shore went out the window, his gimmick isn't fun.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I'm being released.
Yeah, they put
Very
Fandango. They put Fandango in his spot now.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think, yeah, Fandango, Zack Ryder character is all some ways to like stay relevant with what was popular in like pop culture.
Yeah. But you got to give it up to Zack Ryder because he came up with that bit himself.
At least he lasted a while and was slightly less annoying than Fandango ate my baby-o.
Yeah.
When are they going to get Fandango's dancing partner in a match?
Summer Rae. Oh wow.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to see her and Layla go at it.
Because her music will be about chicka wow wow. It's gonna be like porn music. Come on.
Yeah.
In a Brian
That's like
Panties
techno
match.
porn music. What the frick was that?
And why do we keep seeing on the WW, at least TNA try mix it up a bit, but why is it always the same divas that are fighting all the time?
It's because it's basically their whole diva roster.
Yeah,
They
because they
got-
got Kelly Kelly's gone. Rochelle McCool, Maurice is gone. Beth Phoenix is gone.
Eve Torres that looks like a scale elephant with her nose like that is gone.
Like they don't have many people left.
Thank God.
Let's see here. They have AJ, Oksana, Alicia Fox, Brie Bella, Cameron. Who the fuck is she? Caitlyn, Layla, Naomi. Who the fuck is she? Natalia, Nikki Bella, Rosa Mendez, and Tamina Snuka. Who the fuck is she?
So you don't know who Tamina is? The only one I didn't understand was like Cameron or something.
Cameron
Oksana
and Naomi is the valets of Tons of Funk. Who the fuck are they?
Oksana needs to be released. She got no wrestling skills. She got nothing. She needs
She'd
to
be
go.
useless.
I just don't understand why they're not pushing Caitlyn more than they are doing. She seems as though she's like
She's
just
the only
there.
one that has talent.
She
Can
seems
we
to be
give
the only
AJ
one
some
that
brain
there
cells
that's a
too? Can we
fill-in
give him
wrestler.
a couple of brain cells?
AJ is basically, I think, is taking Kelly Kelly's place in the looks category.
Yeah, but no, she needs like a few brain cells so she's not acting like a 5-year-old. Like, just give her a couple.
Yeah, they make it look ridiculous now. I mean, I'm sick of the skipping down to the ring.
You just want to like kick her in the
Lulu, her
Yeah.
ring music. Her ring music should be Lulu, skip to my Lou now.
I mean, at first it was a nice gimmick, but after a while it gets a bit much, and it's not selling with the crowd anymore. They're just getting sick of it.
She probably should have herpes or gonorrhea or the clap or something by now. The way she's been around, come on. Or she should be somebody's baby. Some.
Was on her than the Spanish announce table, ain't she?
Wow.
I think. Oh gosh. Let me just say.
They
I
made a
think
wrestling
that I
move
think
after Kelly Kelly, haven't they?
What, the dirty slut?
the implant buster.
The Boston Slag.
Oh, I thought it was the implant buster.
Who uses the word slag? So
Slag. You're a slag.
like whore.
Hey, you know what? You know what they do a lot of times on Saturday Morning Slam nowadays? It's just now Booker T doing the spinneroonie. They're looking for PG programming. That's about the only thing they can show. And even that's censored it some weeks.
Wow.
Testicles.
Well, while we're there's some things that I talk about the IGN top 50 wrestlers of all time, and this has been an interesting thing that been pretty going crazy. I think it's let's talk about here now. it starts off with number 50, where number 50 was Rick Rude, which I think is a little bit crazy. I want some of your thoughts, guys. What do you think? Andy, I'm gonna start with you.
The only thing I can think of, have they just picked 50? They've not, although they've put them in like number order. Is that the order that they think they represent, or is it they've just thought of 50 wrestlers, wrote them down, and they are the 50 people, and they've put numbers side of them? Because there are people who are in like the top 10 that shouldn't even be in the top 50.
Yeah. For me, it seems like they're just the numbers just seem to be in random order. I don't know. They just don't seem to have any real pick. Will, I want your thoughts. And Will, you there? Okay. Hold on. Let's see. Lance, you there?
Yeah.
What did you think about being number 50 for Rick Rude being number 50?
But I think whoever made this list was smoking more weed than Cheech and Chong put together.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
But he should have been higher. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that one.
Someone was maybe bored when they made this list?
I think whoever made this list just honestly just doesn't know wrestling at all, personally, if you ask me.
It's
Nick,
IGN, Rick. Come on, IGN.
pretty
I
much.
don't know.
A gamer site. Whoever wrote this had a bowl of Fruity Pebbles and a .5 IQ. Come on.
Yeah.
They were like, I'm just gonna type in a bunch of random wrestling names.
Yeah. A few other people on the list. Let's go right down.
Look, I can read.
Let's do it.
We got a few other people. 49, Samoa Joe. We got Arn Anderson. 47, Rob Van Dam.
Arn Anderson should definitely have been higher than that.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amen.
Arn Anderson did tons for the wrestling business, and he was a great wrestler. I was going to put him at what, 48?
Yeah.
I would have Arn
That's
Anderson at
It's like
least.
taking his shit in his face and rubbing it in.
I put Arn Anderson at least in the top 20. Not that damn low.
Anybody else have a comment on that?
Nope. I agree with what's been said so far.
Okay.
All right.
So I mean,
Sorry,
placing Arn Anderson that low is like taking his shit on him and rubbing it in.
Okay.
Just ultimate disrespect.
46, we have Jerry Lawler. 45, Jeff Hardy. 44, we have Antonio Inoki. 43, The Big Show. And then 42, Gorgeous George. 41, The Great Muta.
Who?
The Great Muta. He was a great.
Did he
He was
dress
a
like a
wrestler
cow?
back with WCW in the 90s. He fought Sting, Lex Luger,
Oh,
Ric
okay.
Flair.
Exactly. And then, of course, last but not least, we have Jake the Snake Roberts at 40.
He should be down in the top 10, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
15 to 10.
That just proves that the guy that made this list was high on weed.
I think he just, whoever made this list, is when you see the list later on, I think he had a little bit, I think he was looking more for the more common wrestlers. I think he was looking for more the Attitude Era. 39, Brock Lesnar. 38, AJ Styles. 37, Bob Backlund. 36, Ultimo Dragon. 35, Jimmy Snuka.
Oh,
34,
where was Ultimo Dragon should have been higher up too. I mean,
Yes.
Yes.
At least
even
in the
with that
top 20s.
yes, especially even if you take a look at that picture, anybody who knows nothing about wrestling can be like, "Whoa, he held that many belts at one time," and they only put him at fucking 36.
That's
Yeah,
Are you
bullshit.
serious?
I have to agree with you right there. Yeah, he was probably, um, one of the most excellent wrestlers in his time. He did a lot. So yeah, I have to agree with you. No question there. Let's see. Moving on. I don't know this gentleman, so for those of you who can help me, Mil
Mil
Mascaras.
Mascaras.
He was recently inducted into WWE Hall of Fame, if I'm not mistaken.
And
He
he's
was
the
like
uncle
one of
of-
the original whatever's.
Luchadors.
Thank you. And
he's
I
the
think he
uncle
should have
of-
been higher than that.
And he's the uncle of Alberto Del Rio.
I think he should have been much higher than 34. This
Absolutely.
fucker was high.
Wow.
Yeah, Bill Goldberg at number 30. What a joke.
Oh,
Yeah, 33.
That should also apply for Ryback.
I'm
Who else?
disappointed in number 32 right now. Terry Funk at 32. Yeah. This is bullshit right here.
He should
Funk
he
at
should be top.
32.
He should
Yeah.
be top 15 at least. Top
Absolutely.
15.
This man was like, let's face it, this guy was hardcore before hardcore was cool.
Yeah.
You
Him,
know?
him and Mick Foley pretty much made hardcore.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
One of their death matches in Japan. Oh my god.
Yeah, I've seen
Take a look at the fucker at 31. Who the fuck is he?
Jushin Thunder Liger.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Man.
Awesome cauliflower.
Another,
We-
you know,
Andre the Giant at 13. In my opinion, he wouldn't be in the top 50.
yeah. I would put him a little bit higher than 50, but yeah. And then, of course, we have the late Chris Benoit.
At 29.
At 29, despite what had happened with his, tragic family. Yeah, I have to put his wrestling ability pretty much right where he's at.
Yeah.
Let me see. Randy Orton.
at 20, 28.
Who put out this list?
Some 13-year-old that still plays Sonic the Hedgehog.
I don't think.
He was playing World of Warcraft when he made this list.
I wouldn't be surprised. He's somebody. Yeah, some guy who plays video games. And it's
Billy Boudreaux.
Whoa!
I'm just
No.
kidding. If Billy
No.
is listening to this, I didn't mean it.
You know,
I
Billy
didn't
would at
mean
least.
it. I knew. I mean, he would probably make. I knew that he would make a much better list than what this motherfucker has.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's just made Billy fall off his sister.
And
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, this is
during the top 50 wrestlers of all time, Billy would even go so far as to throw GCW wrestlers in there and still get better than what these mo.
Yeah, this is just a really terrible list.
Yeah.
27, Rey Mysterio. I wouldn't say that's not really a bad spot for Rey Mysterio because Rey Mysterio is really. I'd have to say it's a good spot. Not
Luthez should have been
Luthez.
probably number 50.
yeah.
25, the legendary Harley Race.
No, I wouldn't say Luthez should be number 50. I mean, Luthez definitely not as high as he was, but he's still done
Yeah.
quite a bit. So
absolutely. Number 24, Mick Foley.
He should have been much
what
higher.
the fuck?
Top
Much
10.
higher. He
He's
defined
top
the
10.
He was one of the people that defined the Attitude Era and made like the cage match what it is today.
But we also talked a little bit earlier when we talked about Terry Funk. He also defined hardcore before hardcore was cool.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
see, but the thing that throws Mick Foley above Terry Funk in my mind, that's why I say Terry Funk should be top 15. Mick Foley should be top 10. Because holy fuck. I mean, you're talking about a guy who got his ear ripped off in a wrestling match.
And look at
And they were
the
supposed to go get it sewn back on and said, fuck it, I've got another wrestling match.
and take a look at what the fucker put as the video match. It's not even his best match. Mick Foley's best match. It's something in your house. I'm like, what the fuck?
That's why I don't understand why we're taking this list seriously. It seems like a douche made it.
Well, that's what we're trying.
13-year-old who is trying to learn to masturbate. It seems like made this list.
Chris, did you make it?
Dusty Rhodes at number
No.
22.
I'm 23, not 13.
Are we talking actually, mentally?
Well, in real life, he's 23. Mentally, he's not even 13, so we can't
Yeah,
be talking about either of those if we're talking about 13.
I pretty much left myself open for that. So
What we at 23? Kurt Hennig at 23.
Just to be difficult, I'm gonna say fail. No.
Yeah.
I would have had him at least in the top 20.
Yeah.
Well, considering they haven't.
I don't know. Kurt Hennig, he's right around where he should be.
I have to agree with you because don't get me wrong. I thought he was great with what he did at his time, but I think he's also, it's kind of a double. It's a little bit of both. It's catch-22 on that case. So fine. We already talked a little bit about Dusty Rhodes. I know Andy does not care about him.
Dusty.
He's just a common man.
Dusty Rhodes, brother.
Yeah.
Fucking Where's Ashley when you need him? We
I'm
need
going
the
to grow a
American.
tongue.
We need the British dream.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll talk about Eddie.
He talks like he's had his tongue pierced before tongue piercing was popular.
I tell you what.
Well, let's talk about the late great Eddie Guerrero.
You know why Dusty Rhodes talks like that, don't you?
Why is that?
Too many wieners in the mouth?
Yeah, and we knows Pat Patterson's. Okay, Pat. Yes, Mr. Patterson. That's why he kept his job in the WWE as long as he did. He was a good sucker.
Wow.
Yes, sir, Mr. Patterson. What about Gerald Briscoe?
Oh, Lord. All right, we got Eddie Guerrero at 21.
Should have been
top
higher.
15.
Should have been higher.
And CM Punk at number 20.
Should have been lower.
I don't know about
Off the list, I
CM
hate
Punk at 20.
CM Punk needs to probably should have been in the 40s.
Need the testicle removal.
Why?
I mean, because he held the WWE Championship longer than anyone in recent era, but whoop-de-fucking dude, the WWE Championship really doesn't have that much allure anymore. I'm sad to say it, but it's true.
I'm sorry.
All the belts.
Right,
We're talking about CM Punk, but you know what? Go ahead. I'll let you.
Where do they have CM Punk at?
20.
20.
Okay, and what are you trying to say, Chris? Where should he be?
I think he should be in the 40s.
You're fucking nuts.
Thank you very much.
I say.
Has anyone
that's
seen
because
the
I think
picture?
I
Anyone
don't
seen?
like him, so that's the only reason why I say it's a bad spot for him.
Has anyone seen number 19, Edge? It looks
Yeah.
like his balls are on fire and he's shouting for a fire extinguisher. But if you look to the rear, it looks like he's farting a flame.
Yeah, I'm just now seeing that. Fuck.
I'm going to say honestly, I think CM Punk, as far as he could sell anything on the mic. He's a great wrestler.
Top
If
10.
anything, yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much, Andy. I have
Chris
to.
Jericho shouldn't be number 18. He should be probably top 15.
Yeah, absolutely.
Buddy Rogers should be
maybe
number
not
15.
quite that high, but he should be a couple more than that. That's for damn sure.
Roddy Piper, they can't even put a picture of Roddy Piper on.
You piss somebody off.
Yeah, they
is
couldn't
what
find a
he's good
picture.
at.
They couldn't find a picture of him sober.
Yeah. Let's talk about Kurt Angle, number 15.
No, I'd say top 10.
Yeah, top 10.
John Cena has got to be in the top 10. Love him or hate him, for what he's done for the business, he's got to be a top 10er.
Yeah.
Andre the Giant at 13. What the fuck
Yeah.
is this guy smoking?
Andre the Giant shouldn't even be in the top 40.
I have
Or
to agree with you
50.
there.
All
Or
Andre the Giant's famous for is being big. Let's be honest.
Absolutely. He's not done nothing. He's not wrestled at all. He's not even,
No. I wouldn't necessarily say that because he did have one big thing, and that was the fact that he was able to
Feet. He had one big thing. He had two big things.
Yeah. But I mean,
Maybe he had a big thing in his pants.
he was able to draw people in, and even though he never really did anything huge and great as a lot of people would think, I mean, he was a good draw.
Yeah, he was an attraction, but that was pretty much about it.
He
But
was like the sideshow for the circus, really. He was just an attraction because no one had ever seen anybody that big before. But now, 7-footers are 10 a penny.
and like I s-
Now, but I mean, Andre was really the first big guy. He made it possible for guys like Big Show and Khali.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't. Maybe not quite as high as he is, but I wouldn't drop him down too far.
yeah, so I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I mean, he did. He's definitely memorable. He definitely should be in the Hall of Fame. I just don't think he should be in the spot that they gave him. Top 40s, maybe even 45. Yeah, okay.
No,
But
I wouldn't drop him down that low because I mean, like I said, you have to take a look at where, like, when he was. Wrestling's changed quite a bit since he was in. I mean, honestly, if you do it as today's standards, then Hulk Hogan wouldn't even be very high.
well, let's look at like number 12, Ricky Steamboat. Now, Ricky Steamboat had some phenomenal matches, and where he
Number
was,
7, he is definitely he's definitely solid in the number 7 spot.
you know,
Yeah, definitely.
um,
Bruno Sammartino, yeah, appreciate what he's done for the business, but I don't think he should be in the top 11.
Me either.
probably
See,
Like 15.
Once again, you guys, you got to keep in mind the era they wrestled. When you take a look at the overall big picture, the era he wrestled in, then he was the John Cena of today, or of his time.
I mean, he had a lot. He did have a lot of popularity back in his time, no doubt. If I'm not mistaken, I think we even talked about this last night. How many times did he really defend his match? I mean, how many times in that like 5 or 6 or 7 years, or so many times, did he really truly defend his match? How many times did he defend that title? I mean, I don't think he even defended so many times because let's face it, the WWF didn't really go on to defend because I think they didn't have a 365-day shows. They only had I think it was like 135 times, and even still, it was only on special events. Do I think he'll always be? Thank you for listening to this edition of Hardcore Wrestling Radio. We had some technical difficulties that was unable to give you the full edition of this show. We apologize for this inconvenience, and we hope that you join us again in the future. We once again apologize. Thank you for listening.